Good morning, everyone. Let me start with a question. How many of you feel stuck in a routine, living life on autopilot, waiting for something extraordinary to happen? The truth is, life doesn't wait for anyone. And the change you've been waiting for begins not tomorrow, not next week, but right here, right now. Your new life starts here. Imagine waking up tomorrow with a heart full of purpose, a mind free from fear, and a spirit ready to embrace every opportunity. This is not just a dream, it can be your reality. There's a saying that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. This reflects a universal truth about life. The moment you act determines the course of your future. Too often, we wait for circumstances to align perfectly, for the right moment to arrive, or for some external validation before making a change. We tell ourselves, I'll start tomorrow, or I need to be ready first. The truth is, readiness is an illusion, and tomorrow is never guaranteed. The only moment we truly control, the only moment we can fully shape, is now. Every decision, every action, and even every thought we allow ourselves to entertain has the power to redefine the trajectory of our lives. By embracing the present moment with intention, we step into a realm of limitless possibility where our choices become the foundation of the life we wish to create. The power of now lies in the ability to reclaim control over your life. So often, people live trapped in the regrets of the past or the uncertainty of the future, allowing both to steal the vitality of the present. When we focus excessively on what has already happened, we burden ourselves with mistakes that cannot be undone. Dwelling on what might come creates anxiety and hesitation, leaving us paralyzed in indecision. By consciously choosing to act in the present, we break free from these chains. Every small step we take today, no matter how insignificant it may seem, compounds over time into monumental results. The individual who begins their journey now, who cultivates discipline and takes consistent action, will always surpass the person who waits indefinitely for conditions to be perfect. Acting in the present also empowers the mind and strengthens resilience. The act of making a choice today demonstrates commitment to oneself and to the vision one holds. It signals an active engagement with life rather than passive observation. Each choice made now reinforces confidence, sharpens focus, and builds the mental fortitude necessary to navigate challenges. The longer we wait, the more the fear of failure grows, feeding on inaction and creating a cycle of hesitation. By starting today, we interrupt that cycle, and in doing so, we send a clear message to ourselves that our growth, our dreams, and our purpose cannot be postponed indefinitely. There is also a deeper, almost spiritual aspect to embracing the power of now. Life unfolds in the present. The past is memory, the future is imagination, but the present is reality. When we fully inhabit this moment, our perception sharpens and our actions gain clarity. Decisions become less about external pressure and more about alignment with our true goals. Time is the most democratic resource we possess. Each of us is given the same 24 hours every day. What differentiates those who achieve greatness from those who stagnate is the ability to leverage this gift fully, without delay. It is in the present moment that innovation is born, relationships are nurtured, and personal transformation occurs. Embracing now also encourages accountability. When we recognize that the moment at hand is all we truly possess, excuses lose their power. It becomes impossible to defer responsibility indefinitely or to blame circumstances for lack of progress. The ability to act immediately fosters a mindset of ownership, where we acknowledge that the life we desire is the life we create through deliberate choices made today. Each decision becomes a building block, and the cumulative effect of consistent, purposeful actions forms the foundation of a life defined not by hesitation, but by intentionality. In essence, the power of now is the catalyst for meaningful change. It is the recognition that every second carries potential, every action carries consequence, and every moment presents an opportunity to move closer to the life we envision. By choosing to act today, we reclaim our agency, fuel our growth, and unlock the latent possibilities that lie dormant until we engage fully with the present. The journey toward transformation begins not in distant plans or imagined scenarios, but in the conscious, courageous decisions we make in the here and now. Many people carry the weight of their past as if it defines who they are today. Mistakes, failures, missed opportunities, and regrets can become invisible chains that limit potential and cloud judgment. Yet the truth is, the past has no authority over the present unless you allow it to. It is a collection of experiences, lessons, and memories, but it is not a blueprint for your future. The moment you recognize that you are not defined by what has already happened, you unlock the freedom to reinvent yourself. Life is not about the events that occurred yesterday, it is about the choices you make now, in this very moment, and the vision you hold for tomorrow. One of the most powerful shifts in mindset comes from separating identity from experience. A mistake you made in your career does not make you a failure. It makes you a person who has learned something invaluable about decision-making, perseverance, and judgment. A failed relationship does not define your capacity for love or connection. It teaches you insight, empathy, and resilience. Every experience, whether joyful or painful, is simply data for growth. By reframing your perspective, the past becomes a teacher rather than a prison. You begin to see that the person you were then is not the person you are capable of becoming now. This realization is liberating because it allows you to take ownership of your present choices without being shadowed by past outcomes. The past often exerts power through two main forms: regret and fear. Regret reminds you of what you could have done differently, creating a mental narrative that emphasizes failure over learning. Fear, on the other hand, convinces you that you will repeat the same mistakes, discouraging risk and stifling ambition. Both are illusions that distract from action. Understanding that the past is fixed and unchangeable removes its control over your current behavior. You cannot rewrite history, but you can write today's story. Each decision you make, each step you take, is a deliberate act of self-authorship. Recognizing that the past is not a prison but a resource empowers you to act with confidence, courage, and clarity. Growth comes when you accept accountability for what happened, but refuse to let it dictate what will happen. This means reflecting on lessons, acknowledging consequences, and then consciously choosing a different path. Personal transformation is rooted in this conscious separation between who you were and who you are becoming. Every individual who has achieved excellence has experienced setbacks, yet they refuse to be defined by them. They understood that the past is an archive of experience, while the present is the canvas of possibility. By internalizing this principle, you cultivate resilience, the ability to recover, adapt, and advance regardless of previous failures. The past can also be reframed as a source of strength. Experiences that once seemed like failures can become testaments to endurance, courage, and adaptability. They are proof that you have survived challenges, learned lessons, and accumulated wisdom that no success alone could teach. The moment you perceive your history in this way, it ceases to be a burden and transforms into a foundation upon which you can confidently build. Each past setback is no longer a limitation, but a stepping stone toward the person you are meant to be. Ultimately, the recognition that you are not your past is a call to liberation. It is an invitation to live with intentionality, to act without hesitation, and to redefine your identity in alignment with your highest aspirations. By releasing the weight of yesterday, you reclaim the power to shape today and design tomorrow. The past may inform you, but it does not imprison you. Every moment becomes an opportunity to evolve, to grow, and to demonstrate that your potential is not measured by history, but by the courage, vision, and choices that define your present. Many people underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. They look at their goals, the dream of a successful career, a healthier body, stronger relationships, or financial independence, and feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of the journey ahead. It is easy to believe that only grand gestures or dramatic changes can create meaningful results, but history and human experience show us the opposite. Real, lasting transformation is rarely the product of one monumental leap. It is the result of persistent, intentional steps taken consistently over time. Each small effort, each daily choice accumulates and compounds, gradually creating the life you envision. Understanding this principle is crucial because it allows you to move forward without being paralyzed by fear, perfectionism, or impatience. The beauty of small steps lies in their accessibility. You do not need extraordinary resources, talent, or opportunities to begin. What you do need is clarity, focus, and the courage to act consistently. A single action repeated daily may seem insignificant at first, but its effects are profound. Consider someone learning a new skill. Practicing for just 20 minutes a day may appear trivial compared to the skill's full mastery, yet over months and years, those minutes accumulate into expertise that would have seemed unattainable at the outset. The same principle applies to personal growth, relationships, and professional development. Small actions, sending a thoughtful message, dedicating a short time to study, or prioritizing self-care compound into significant, life-altering results over time. Consistency is the hidden multiplier in this process. Effort without consistency yields limited results, while consistent effort transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes. The human brain and body respond to repetition, habits are formed, skills sharpened, and confidence reinforced. Small, intentional actions create momentum, and momentum fosters motivation. Once you begin to see incremental progress, no matter how slight, it fuels further action. This creates a virtuous cycle where effort, progress, and confidence reinforce one another, accelerating growth in ways that feel almost exponential. Another aspect of small steps is their ability to make challenges manageable. When goals feel overwhelming, procrastination often creeps in, disguised as caution or perfectionism. Breaking down ambitions into small, achievable steps makes the process tangible and reduces fear. Each small victory reinforces the belief that progress is possible. Over time, these victories accumulate, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Small steps are not just a strategy. They are a mindset that shifts focus from being daunted by the entire journey to celebrating the measurable progress of today. It is also important to recognize that small steps build resilience. Failure, setbacks, and obstacles are inevitable, but the process of taking incremental actions strengthens the ability to recover and adapt. Each attempt, no matter how small, is a learning opportunity. Through these micro actions, you develop patience, discipline, and a deeper understanding of the path you are on. The cumulative effect is not just external achievement, but internal transformation, a growth in character, mindset, and perseverance that prepares you to handle bigger challenges in the future. Finally, small steps foster a sense of control and agency. Life can often feel chaotic, and ambitious goals can appear distant or abstract. By focusing on actionable, measurable steps you can take today, you reclaim power over your circumstances. The journey becomes less about hoping for the perfect opportunity and more about actively creating progress. Over time, These small deliberate choices lead to outcomes far greater than what any single action could achieve, demonstrating that monumental change is rarely sudden. It is built quietly, persistently, and deliberately, one step at a time. Many people spend their lives chasing external markers of happiness, a higher salary, a bigger house, recognition or approval from others. Society often convinces us that happiness is something to be earned or acquired through possessions, status, or achievements. Yet the deeper truth, one emphasized by wise thinkers and spiritual leaders alike, is that happiness is not found outside. It originates within. It is a state of mind, a deliberate choice, and a product of how we perceive and respond to life. Those who look outward for constant validation or material satisfaction often find themselves in a cycle of temporary highs followed by inevitable lows. True, lasting joy does not depend on circumstances. It depends on cultivating an inner environment that allows peace, gratitude, and contentment to flourish regardless of external conditions. Happiness comes from within because it is born out of perception, not circumstance. Two people may face the same challenge, yet their experiences of it can be entirely different. One may see failure as a catastrophe, a reflection of inadequacy, while the other sees the same event as a lesson, an opportunity to grow, and a stepping stone toward future success. The difference is internal mindset. When you learn to consciously shape your thoughts, to focus on growth rather than regret, and to seek solutions rather than dwell on problems, happiness becomes a natural byproduct of your mental and emotional state. It is not dependent on luck, wealth, or recognition. It is cultivated by deliberate practice, self-awareness, and the choice to view life through a lens of possibility and gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for generating internal happiness. By intentionally noticing and appreciating what you already have, you shift your focus from scarcity to abundance. This simple practice rewires the mind to recognize opportunities instead of dwelling on deficits. It strengthens resilience, allowing you to face challenges without losing your sense of peace. Gratitude creates a foundation for joy that external events cannot easily shake. When happiness comes from within, it becomes impervious to temporary setbacks, failures, or disappointments. Another key aspect is the cultivation of purpose and meaning. Happiness rooted in external validation is fragile because it depends on factors beyond your control. Happiness cultivated from within is stable because it arises from aligning your actions with your values and purpose. When you act with integrity, pursue passions that resonate with your deepest self, and contribute positively to others, satisfaction grows organically. This form of joy is enduring because it is anchored in your identity and choices rather than in the fleeting approval or circumstances of the world around you. Mindfulness also plays a critical role in generating internal happiness. When we live in the past, we carry regrets. When we live in the future, we carry anxieties. By grounding ourselves in the present moment, fully experiencing life as it unfolds, we access a profound source of peace and contentment. Each breath, each interaction, each simple experience becomes an opportunity to experience joy. This is why meditation, reflection, and intentional self-awareness are so often recommended by leaders, psychologists, and philosophers. They train the mind to recognize that happiness is not a distant destination, but a state accessible in every moment. Finally, happiness from within is deeply connected to relationships and the energy we bring to others. Acts of kindness, empathy, and generosity generate internal fulfillment that external rewards cannot replicate. By uplifting others and cultivating compassion, we reinforce a sense of purpose and belonging, which is a cornerstone of true happiness. Inner joy, therefore, is both personal and relational. It is cultivated in the mind, nurtured in the heart, and expressed in actions that connect us meaningfully with the world around us. Fear and doubt are two of the most powerful forces that hold people back from realizing their full potential. They are invisible barriers, subtle yet pervasive, that infiltrate thoughts and decisions, convincing individuals that risks are too great and that failure is inevitable. Fear whispers, "What if you fail?" While doubt insists, "You are not capable enough." Left unchecked, they create a mental paralysis that keeps people trapped in comfort zones, repeating the same patterns and avoiding the opportunities that could transform their lives. Overcoming these forces is not about eliminating them completely. They are a natural part of the human experience, but about recognizing them, confronting them, and taking action in spite of their presence. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the mastery of fear through purposeful action. And doubt is best overcome through evidence, preparation, and self-belief. Fear thrives in uncertainty and exaggeration. The mind tends to inflate worst-case scenarios, magnifying the perceived risk of failure while minimizing the potential for success. This mental distortion is why so many people hesitate to pursue their dreams, fearing embarrassment, loss, or rejection. Yet every significant achievement in history was born out of confronting fear, not avoiding it. The individual who starts a business despite the risk of failure, the student who presents an innovative idea despite fear of criticism, or the athlete who competes despite fear of defeat, all demonstrate that fear is not a wall, but a signal that meaningful growth is within reach. By acknowledging fear and then acting anyway, individuals build resilience and confidence, proving to themselves that fear is not a permanent limitation, but a temporary challenge to be navigated. Doubt operates similarly, but attacks self-perception. It questions abilities, judgment, and potential, creating an internal dialogue of "I cannot" and "I am not enough." This self-imposed barrier can be even more dangerous than external obstacles because it undermines motivation and fosters hesitation. Doubt is often fueled by comparison, past failures, or external criticism, but its power diminishes when one focuses on evidence, preparation, and incremental progress. Each small success, each completed task, and each challenge faced reduces doubt and builds the inner conviction necessary to take bolder steps. Confidence is not innate, it is cultivated through experience and deliberate action. The more we confront doubt and choose action, the more it loses its grip. Another critical aspect of overcoming fear and doubt is shifting the focus from outcomes to effort. Fear often attaches itself to failure, while doubt feeds on potential judgment. By concentrating on the process, on consistent effort, and the learning inherent in every step, individuals reduce the emotional intensity of fear and the paralyzing nature of doubt. Every attempt, regardless of outcome, becomes an opportunity for growth, skill development, and insight. In this way, action itself becomes a tool for conquering the mental barriers that would otherwise prevent progress. Support and perspective also play a vital role. Seeking guidance from mentors, connecting with supportive peers, and learning from those who have faced similar fears can normalize challenges and provide strategies for managing them. Fear and doubt thrive in isolation. Exposure to encouragement, knowledge, and example diminishes their power. Realizing that others have succeeded despite uncertainty fosters belief in one's own capacity to do the same. Ultimately, overcoming fear and doubt is about embracing discomfort as a companion on the journey of growth. It requires stepping forward even when certainty is absent, trusting in your preparation and inner resilience, and choosing action over inaction. Each act of courage reinforces the mind, strengthens self-belief, and creates a momentum that makes subsequent challenges less intimidating. Fear and doubt are signals that you are on the edge of growth. They indicate areas of life where transformation is possible, and by confronting them deliberately, you unlock potential that would otherwise remain dormant. The people you surround yourself with have an extraordinary influence on who you become, how you think, and the trajectory of your life. From the moment we are born, human beings are shaped by the company they keep. Friends, mentors, colleagues, and even casual acquaintances contribute to our mindset, values, and ambitions. Positive, growth-oriented relationships elevate our thinking, expand our horizons, and provide both encouragement and accountability, while negative, toxic, or stagnant connections can limit potential, breed self-doubt, and reinforce limiting beliefs. Understanding the power of your circle is essential because it allows you to intentionally choose the influences that will cultivate your success, resilience, and overall happiness. Energy is contagious. The enthusiasm, optimism, and determination of the people around you seep into your own psyche, often in ways you do not consciously recognize. Likewise, negativity, cynicism, or habitual complaining can erode confidence and diminish motivation. When you spend time with individuals who are passionate, disciplined, and committed to their own growth, their habits, mindset, and resilience subtly influence your own. By consciously choosing to engage with those who inspire and challenge you, you create an environment that amplifies your potential rather than limiting it. This principle applies not only to professional success, but to emotional well-being and personal development as well. The circle you maintain also provides accountability. Goals, dreams, and ambitions are much more likely to be realized when you have people around who encourage follow-through, provide honest feedback, and celebrate progress. Mentors and peers act as mirrors, reflecting both your strengths and areas for improvement. They offer guidance when you are uncertain and remind you of your potential when self-doubt creeps in. Without such a circle, it is easy to drift into complacency or to rationalize mediocrity. With it, you are consistently reminded to align your actions with your aspirations and to elevate the standards you hold for yourself. Another critical aspect is perspective. Your circle introduces you to ideas, experiences, and worldviews beyond your own. Exposure to diverse thinking expands your understanding, encourages creativity, and helps you approach challenges with flexibility and insight. The insights gained from conversations, shared experiences, or even disagreements provide opportunities for personal growth that are difficult to achieve in isolation. Surrounding yourself with individuals who challenge your assumptions, push your boundaries, and inspire deeper reflection enhances both personal and professional development. It is equally important to recognize and remove toxic influences. Not all relationships serve your highest good. Some individuals drain energy, breed negativity, or encourage self-limiting behaviors. Letting go of such relationships is not an act of rejection, but an act of self-preservation and intentionality. By consciously curating your social and professional circles, you create a fertile environment for growth, creativity, and confidence. Choosing the right circle means aligning yourself with individuals who model values, habits, and attitudes you aspire to embody. Supportive relationships also nurture resilience. Life is inevitably filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. During these times, a strong circle provides emotional support, practical advice, and perspective that allows you to persevere. They remind you that adversity is temporary, that effort and patience yield results, and that your potential is not defined by isolated setbacks. The encouragement of a positive circle reinforces determination, fosters courage, and strengthens the mindset needed to overcome obstacles. Ultimately, the people you choose to surround yourself with influence not only what you do, but who you become. They shape your habits, your mindset, and even your sense of what is possible. By being intentional about your circle, Seeking individuals who inspire, challenge, and uplift, you create a foundation for growth, success, and fulfillment. Your environment is a reflection of your choices, and by carefully curating the company you keep, you position yourself to reach higher levels of achievement, resilience, and inner strength than you could ever reach alone. So today, I urge you, do not wait for permission to live the life you deserve. The new life you dream of is not somewhere in the future. It is within your grasp here and now. Take a deep breath, shed the doubts that weigh you down, and step forward with courage. Your journey begins today. Remember, greatness is not born, it is chosen. Moment by moment, decision by decision, your new life starts here. Thank you.